Imagine a paradise of virgin rainforests, natural hot springs, waterfalls, and white sand beaches with pristine turquoise waters and vibrantly biodiverse coral reefs. This is what you think of when you imagine the Philippines, a chain of 7,104 islands in Southeast Asia, renowned for tourist destinations and luxurious beaches.
However, we are here today to reveal the devastating reality that millions of Filipinos live in extreme poverty. Children are dying every day from starvation, malnutrition, and simple diseases that could have been cured, but their families cannot afford health care or even basic nutrition. In their villages, children are struggling just to survive. Children here work for long and unfruitful days on the family farm to provide for their families, but their sweat and sacrifice is just not enough.
Here in the Philippines, where 2/3 of all poverty resides in rural areas, there are everyday people like you and me struggling to survive. Their villages are too poor for proper infrastructure. There are no hospitals or healthcare nearby. If people get sick, it's likely that they'll die unless they can afford the expensive trip to the nearest hospital. Child mortality rates are low here. Birth complications are common among pregnant women. Our country ranks 10th internationally for violent gun crimes because young people are forced into lives of crime, not because they're misguided, but because it's the only way they can provide for their families. And what's worse, women, men, and children in rural and impoverished areas are most vulnerable to being forced into sex trafficking against their will.
How do you end this cycle of poverty and struggling? Well, the answer is here. You see, over 50% of Filipinos live in rural areas where the primary source of income is agriculture. In order to break this cycle of poverty, our plan is to raise incomes in small rural communities, and by increasing productivity and profitability in agriculture in these communities, we will send UN agricultural and financial specialists to retrain small rural farmers. They will learn to grow their crops more effectively and more efficiently to produce larger, better quality yields that will sell for more money in the marketplace. Now, I repeat, the primary source of income is agriculture.
So by increasing the profits of small farmers, we can improve the lives of all people living in poor rural communities in the Philippines. Children are crying out in their starvation. Unfortunate people are dying of curable diseases. Men and women work long and hard hours on the farm to provide for their families, only to come home to an empty table.
These are the people that need our help. These are the people the UN was created to help. And the time to help, it's now. Thank you
for your time. As we close, remember, there are everyday people like you and me praying for someone to feed their families, praying for someone to keep their families safe, praying that they won't be the next ones to die because they can't afford food or medicine, that they won't get robbed, killed, raped, or shot the next time they go to the market. Be the one that answers their prayers. Be the one that says no to the life of poverty and yes to this resolution.
The Philippines suffers from poverty, starvation, hunger, and sex trafficking, but with the things that we are going to put in place, all of these things can stop. We are here today to help the children, the men and women suffering every day. Can't you see? Poverty needs to be stopped, and it must end. Oh, 'cause it's been a long time coming, but I know that a change it must come.